Welcome everyone after a 4-day break because I was working and I figured I should make this a little more meaningful eventually, and I want to do this a little more nuanced eventually, and I want to bring something different into my basketball talk and into my basketball personality. I just don't know what that is yet, but I don't also want to completely give up on it, so I'll probably be doing talks after the biggest things, or after a week, or after something, unless I figure out how I want to do it earlier. Or maybe I'll just return to talking about everyday stuff every day, because it just brings me a sort of routine and a sort of sense of better self-worth at the end of the day. But that's where I've been. If anyone watches these essentially. But I'm thankful to anyone who actually does. Who cares if anyone does? And even if nobody does, at least I do care. Okay, this sounds a little weird, but and I'm getting anxious, so let's get into it. That was a very, very unprofessional start. My name is RJ. I like to talk about basketball. I like to talk about a lot of stuff that I've not been able to talk about, and I hope I can figure it out. This season, I'll obviously be covering the Golden State Warriors games, which, of course, the NBA season starts in essentially a month, and I'll be covering all the Warriors games, and I'm really excited about that as always, and I'll try to add something to it, which I still don't know what that is, but I'll try to figure out how to make my channel more nuanced and more intriguing, or maybe how to make it more monotone and more really chill news guy, right? The guy that just gives you news, sometimes sprinkles in a little bit of his own opinion, and leaves you be without any pressure or any thinking, because sometimes that's all we need at the end of the day, and we'll see. But let me not waste any more time on me. 2 minutes in already. God damn. Let's talk about what happened in these last 3 days, from the 16th of September and the 19th of September, until obviously in between those game days. And let's talk about the WNBA playoffs that are set now. I might split this into 2 videos actually, because makes sense. Anyway, Adrian Wojnarowski, Woj, officially retiring to do work for some college team. Professional news network here. But yeah, Adrian Wojnarowski is retiring, so we'll no longer get Woj bombs. We'll no longer have that competition between him and Shams. Shams is also the favorite to replace him. And I mean, I love Woj bombs. Obviously, they've always been fun. I don't think they were like truly great TV personalities. I feel like, if I were to compare myself, that's how I feel, I don't think I had that much of a personality and that much of a good TV presence if I were to be, in their shoes, and I don't think him and Shams do either. And I do think there are some, there is some weird, I don't know, phenomenon here, and I think the state of journalism overall has been a little depleting, but I'm not helping it either, right? I'm just over here reciting news for you and telling you how I feel, which, I mean, you don't have to care about at all. I'm as self-aware as it gets, I would say, or at least I try to be, which, when I say this about myself, I might just not be self-aware at all, but who knows? That's the point of it all, at the end of the day, to just try and keep trying to figure yourself out and the world out and what you want to do out. But yeah, goodbye Woj. It's been one hell of a run for him, and we'll see who will be our new, if it will be just Shams or will they have competition, how it will work. Obviously, that is, for example, Jake Fisher, who has had some scoops. Chris Haynes has had some scoops about the free agent markets and about free agents. So we'll see how that all works out and looks. But I don't think this will be as much of a loss as it is. And good for Woj, man. Good for Woj doing something else and pursuing whatever he wants. That's good for him nonetheless. So obviously I don't have any personal beef with him because I don't know the guy at all. At the end of the day, good for him. The next thing we're gonna talk about is that the Philadelphia 76ers and the Sixers just agreed with Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia that is, upon a new arena development. Apparently it's supposed to be obviously a huge arena. They want to have it developed by 2031 from what I've read, And there was this rumor that the Sixers could move to Brooklyn. Oh no, New Jersey. I'm always confusing that for whatever reason. To New Jersey, which, I mean, New Jersey Sixers would be hilarious. But it feels like that's not going to happen, obviously, with this new arena development. And we'll see, obviously, in the near future. It's not that far away, even though it is far away. How the arena will look, right? They will have some generated images, and they will obviously give you some type of an outline how this arena is supposed to look. Well, let's get into some of the player news. That the Orlando Magic are signing Javon Smart to an Exhibit 10 contract. He is a 6'4" point guard, and he played for LSU. He appeared with the Bucks, Heat, and Sixers throughout his NBA career in the last 3 years. He has not played much. He had one anomaly shooting season in 2020-2021 with 40% shooting from the 3-point line. Otherwise, he's not been a great 3-point shooter. And obviously, as a 6'4" point guard, as a role player, you just need to be all-around good player, or a defensive stud, or a 3-point shooter, which, I mean, he doesn't fit any of the molds yet. But, I mean, for the Magic, why not take a shot at him? 6'4" point guard is good measurables. That's a good thing, nonetheless. Kenrich Williams had a knee surgery, will miss at least the preseason for Oklahoma City Thunder. Last season he played in 69 games, played about 15 minutes per game, averaged about 5 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, around an assist per game, on a pretty efficient shooting, 47% from the field, 40% from the 3-point line, and 50% from the free throw line. But his role has been decreasing for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I mean, if he misses some, few weeks to start the season, obviously it's not gonna hurt Oklahoma City that much, but he's a good veteran presence, and obviously a guy that they can always throw into the game, and he'll probably give you some good minutes. Nonetheless, one of the, I would say, not sure if my favorite role players, but he is one of the most, I don't know, how can I say this actually? He's one of the most, I don't know if favorite is the word, but I think people like him as a role player and as a player overall, in the grand scheme of things. Okay, that was awkward and weird. Nonetheless, Ben Simmons Offseason videos are also here. People have been making fun of this on Twitter about the 12 stages of NBA offseason, and we've reached Ben Simmons offseason videos and hype stage. His trainers have said that he's been in the best form he's ever been, even better than his All-Star days. They have also talked about him being in the best shape he's ever been in the off-season. So, I mean, I hope that is true. Obviously, we can trust it due to prior experiences, but I hope this is true. I'm rooting for Ben Simmons still. I have his jersey still. So, I'm gonna keep sinking down with him if he continues to play, which he will. And I mean, maybe he'll give us something special for Brooklyn this season. But we'll have to wait and see until he proves that, actually, right? That's all he has to do. Then the Mexico City is apparently in the mix for an NBA expansion team, which is intriguing for a NBA expansion team. It would be an intriguing expansion for sure. Obviously, we've heard a lot of the rumors about Las Vegas and Seattle pretty much being the next expansions for the NBA, and it feels like that's gonna happen eventually, and rather sooner than later. But obviously nothing has been officially confirmed, nothing has obviously been stated as a statement, and who knows when we'll know for sure. But when we know, obviously I'll talk about it. But Mexico City would be an intriguing city, for sure. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe in the next expansion, if there will be an expansion. But do you think there will actually be more than 32 teams eventually? Like, I don't know if 32 teams seems like it should be alright. 16 and 16, but 34, 17 and 17. I don't know, man. It feels like 32 is the right number for an expansion, and then you shouldn't expand more. But maybe there will be just so much talent in the world and that wants to play in the NBA that there will be a need for another team that would be in Mexico City, or I don't know where, man. Montreal, I don't know, just a random city that came to my mind that doesn't have an NBA team, right? So That's an intriguing, obviously, thing to look and report upon, but we'll see. I still think Seattle and Las Vegas will be for sure the expansion teams, without a question. Las Vegas, I'm certain of it, but it would feel wrong if all the rumors for Seattle coming back and all the things that we've heard, and then it would not be true. It would be cruel, I would say. So I think those are pretty much a lock. But obviously, my opinion doesn't really matter. Or it can matter to you, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because I'm not obviously any part of that. Anyway, Sacramento is working out TJ Warren and Jay Crowder, working out 2 wing guys. I mean, Jay Crowder used to be known as a 3-and-D guy. TJ Warren was always a bucket getter, but I mean, he's dealt with so many injuries. And Jay Crowder, after injuries and the holdout with the Suns, he's just also not been the same. So the Kings can obviously take a shot at them. They're good wings, and they fit a profile that the Kings could like, certainly. So that is that. And the last but not least, Brooklyn Nets plan to retire Vince Carter's jersey, which is awesome. That's cool as hell, I would say. And yeah, that's it for the NBA news, and I'll talk about the WNBA playoffs in my next video, which I'm really excited about.